first of all, I would like to wish all the ladies a very happy Women's Day, and I welcome you all to Nltv News now. This is Johanna Muri, and we'll start with the headlines at the hour. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nltv, along with Chief Deputy Minister Y. Patan and Co-Convener of Parliamentary Core Committee of Nagaland Political Issue, T.R. Ziling, meet the central leaders including the Home Minister on Delhi to discuss the Naga solutions. Rajya Sabha election crosses 6 states including Nagaland to be held on March 31. Notably, the Election Commission of India announces that election is scheduled to fill 13 Rajya Sabha seats across 6 states including Nagaland, which will be held on March 31 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The exit polls in regards to recently concluded Manipur Assembly elections gave a clear edge to the ruling BJP in forming next state government, with many of them predicting that it may fall short of highway marks. Exit polls on Monday predicted a clear victory for the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, with the scale of party's victory varying various surveys. Several surveys predicted Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party, which is in power in Delhi, getting a landslide victory. Moscow's UN Ambassador Valery Nebenzia says that the Russians carried out ceasefire on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Moscow time and opened humanitarian corridors to evacuate citizens from strife-torn cities of Ukraine, Kyiv, Chernigov, Sumy, and Mariupol. Now the news in details. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nltv, along with Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patan and Co-Convener of the Parliamentary Core Committee on Naga Political Issue, T.R. Ziling, to meet the central leaders including the Home Minister in Delhi on March 10 to discuss the Naga solutions. Notably, the Parliamentary Core Committee of Naga Political Issue held a meeting at Rhododendron Hall, Chumukedima Police Complex on Monday, where they requested the Working Committee, Naga National Political Groups to abstain from paper war and other groups to any political party. The Higher Secondary School Leaving Certificate Examinations 2022 in Nagaland began today on March 8 in offline mode by observing all the COVID preventive measures issued by the state government. Notably, the HHSLC examination conducted by the Nagaland Board of School Education will conclude on March 31. Meanwhile, the chairperson of NBSE, Asano Sekose, had earlier updated a total of 17,117 candidates, including 13,811 in arts, 1,157 in commerce, and 2,149 in science, will write the HSLC examinations from 88 provisional examination centers. Remarkably, out of total numbers of candidates appearing in the exams, 9,257 are girls and 7,860 are boys. Meanwhile, the High School Leaving Certificate HSLC will start on Wednesday, March 9 and conclude on March 22. Notably, Nagaland Chief Minister Nltv has extended wishes to the 47,426 students who will be taking the HSLC and the HHSLC examinations under NBSE. Rajya Sabha elections across 6 states including Nagaland to be held on March 31. Notably, the Election Commission of India on Monday announced that elections to fill 13 Rajya Sabha seats across 6 states including Nagaland will be held on March 31 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. where the RSMP from Nagaland, KG Kenya, and those from Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala and Tripura will retire on April 2. Member of Parliaments from Punjab will retire on April 9. The ECI informed that the notification of the biennial elections will be issued on March 14 and the last date of nominations is on March 21. The scrutiny of nominations is on March 22 and the last date for the withdrawal of candidatures on March 24. Meanwhile, United Democratic Alliance is The monthly Peren District Planning and Development Board meeting was held on Monday at the DC's Conference Hall of Peren. Notably, during the meeting, power connectivity and water supply at Peren Government College, new building maintenance of road from EDC Headquarter Peren to DC Complex via Peren Government College and Peren Government Colleges and AAC accreditation was discussed. It may be mentioned that the meeting was chaired by Deputy Commissioner and Vice Chairman DP Peren Sendiwapang Ayer. Furthermore, during the meeting, newly posted officers in the District Planning Development Officer and Deputy Superintendent of Excise were introduced. Kotisu village of Pig District on Tuesday celebrated International Women's Day under the theme Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. During the celebrations, free medical checkups and health for women was also held. Notably, the program was organized by District Administration and DLCW MSK under BP PEG in collaboration with District Hospital Department of Health and Family Welfare, Nagaland. Nagaland qualifies to pre-quarterfinals for Ranji Trophy for the first time in history of Nagaland. On the occasion, Advisor of Chief Minister and Associate Vice President of Athletic Federation of India, Abu Mehta, took down to Twitter to congratulate the entire team of Nagaland and further mentioned that the milestone has given joy and happiness after decades of hard work. He also mentioned that it is very satisfying seeing the youngsters bringing laurels to the state. A 5-day certificate course on counseling and thematic issues was organized by the state-level coordination agency Kripa Foundation, Nagaland from 3rd to 7th March 2022 at Hotel Bravo Royal, Half Nagarjan, Dimapur. During the program, the participants were trained on drugs and addiction and their medical psychological effects, treatment of alcohol abuse, concept of drug addiction, counseling skills in drug addiction, conflict resolutions, counseling technique, importance of self-care in counseling, behavioral change, communications, documentations, understanding women and substance abuse management, 12 steps treatments module working with families and addicts and relapse management. Furthermore, certificates were also awarded to all the participants by Assistant Director, Social Welfare Department Wongno Langsim. Notably, a total of 24 participants from the state of Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland attended the training course. The program was supported by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment Government of India and Social Welfare Department Government of Nagaland. In 7 polling stations under 5 constituencies in 3 districts that went to polls in the second phase of Manipur Assembly elections on March 5. Notably, the ECI has scheduled the re-poll on March 8 in Wanching Honbada in Wanching Tenda constituency, Ukrul in Ukrul constituency, Kelhang and Pei in Qinghai constituency, Nangju in Karkong constituency, Yangkulen and Mao Marfi in Dudubi constituency. Meanwhile, the Chief Electoral Officers of Manipur, Rajesh Agarwal, in a press release stated that one of the main reasons for the re-poll was due to the damage of the EVMs by miscreants, and during the poll, the CEO had earlier informed that 12 incidents of damage to EVMs were reported in the second phase of elections. Meanwhile, the pre-poll related incident, one person was shot dead and another injured by security forces deployed at Mangju polling stations under Karkong Assembly constituency in Senapati district. The counting of votes will be held on March 10. Meanwhile, suspension of operation between rebel groups and United People Fronts at Kuki National Organization KNO and the Government of India and the Government of Manipur has been extended from March 7 till February 2023. The exit polls in regard to recently concluded Manipur Assembly elections gave a clear edge to the ruling BJP in forming the next government, with many teams predicting that it may fall to short of halfway mark. Republic P-Mark survey predicted that BJP and its allies getting 27 to 31 seats in the 60-member assembly. It also said Congress and allies would win 11 to 17 seats, National People's Party allies 6 to 10 seats, and Nagaland People's Front allies 2 to 6 seats. According to the ABP News, VC counter BJP is likely to get 23 to 27 seats, Congress 12 to 16 seats, NPP 10 to 14 seats, and NPF 3 to 7 seats. According to India's News Jan Gipat's predictions, BJP would emerge as a single largest party, falling short of the halfway mark with 23 to 28 seats. Congress is predicted to win 10 to 14 seats, NPP 7 to 8 seats, NPF 5 to 8 seats, JDU 6 to 7 seats, and Independents 2 to 3 seats. India exit polls predicted BJP getting 32 to 43 seats, Congress 4 to 8 seats, NPP 4 to 8 seats, and others 6 to 15 seats. Notably, Manipur went to polls on February 28 and March 5 in 2 phases, and the counting of votes will take place on March 10. Exit polls on Monday predicted a clear victory for the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, with the scale of party's victory varying across various surveys. Several surveys predicted Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party, which is in power in Delhi, getting a landslide victory. The surveys also predicted that the ruling Congress will finish a distant second in state, following by Shiromani Akali Dal, which had led with the Bahujan Samaj Party. The BJP and its allies are not predicted to do well according to the surveys. If the results come as per the prediction of exit polls, it will be the first time Aam Aadmi Party will come to power in Punjab. According to P-Mark survey, Aam Aadmi Party is predicted to get 62 to 70 seats, Congress 23 to 31 seats, SAT 16 to 14, and BJP 1 to 3 seats. The Aam Aadmi Party News C voter predicted that Aam Aadmi Party would get 5 to 61 seats, Congress 22 to 28 seats, and SAT 20 to 26 seats, and BJP 7 to 13 seats. India's News Jan Kipat said Aam Aadmi Party is predicted to get 60 to 84 seats, Congress 18 to 31, SAT 12 to 19, and BJP 3 to 7. According to India's exit poll, Aam Aadmi Party is predicted to win 76 to 90 seats in Punjab, Congress 19 to 31 seat, SAD in its allies 7 to 11, and Punjab and its allies 1 to 14 seats. The counting of votes will take place on March 10. The exit polls on Monday predicted a tight race in Uttarakhand, with many of them giving an edge to the BJP in forming the governments. Some exit polls and also predicted that Congress would finish ahead and would cross the halfway mark in the 70-member assembly. P-Mark survey predicted that BJP would win 35 to 39 seats and Congress 28 to 34 seats. Aam Aadmi Party could win 0 to 3 seats, the exit poll said. BJP News C voters predicted Congress winning 32 to 38 seats, BJP 26 to 32 seats, and Aam Aadmi Party 0 to 2 seats. According to the Indian News Jan Kipat survey, BJP would win 32 to 41 seats, Congress 27 to 35 seats, Aam Aadmi Party 0 to 1 seats. India Today My India exit polls predicted that BJP would win 36 to 46 seats and Congress 20 to 30 seats. BSB, it said it could win 2 to 4 seats, and the counting of votes will take place on March 10. On the occasion of International Women's Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday extended his greetings and said that the government will keep its focus on women empowerment through various schemes with an emphasis on dignity as well as opportunities. PM Modi, while taking down to Twitter, saluted Nari Shakti and their accomplishments in diverse fields. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a series of tweets, also assured that the government is making a lot of efforts to bring women to the forefront of India's development journey. The humanitarian crisis in Ukraine is deepening as Russia's forces intensifying their attacks, while the food, water and heat medicine grow increasingly scarce. Meanwhile, Moscow has announced temporarily ceasefire as the Russian Foreign Ministry planned to open humanitarian corridors in Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv and Mariupol for the evacuation of civilians. Russian missiles have destroyed a school in Zhytomyr, a town near Kyiv. No casualties have been reported so far as well. All education institutions were shut down. Russian forces have so far destroyed 202 schools, 34 hospitals and over 1,500 residential buildings. As many as 900 settlements are without electricity, water and heat. 13 people were killed in Russian attack on Mariupol, and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of attacking fleeing civilians. Zelensky rejected Moscow's offer, targeting as medieval tactics and publicity stunt, and people would not be able to escape. Meanwhile, 1.7 million Ukrainians are true to have fled fighting, and total could have reached 5 million. It may be mentioned that Russia's top diplomat will reportedly meet with his Ukrainian counterparts on Tuesday in Turkey. The development comes following the third round of talks between Russia and Ukraine in Belarus on Monday, which is apparently ended in a failure. The UN has warned that Russia's invasion has triggered the fast-growing refugees crisis in Europe since World War II. However, Zelensky rallied the nation in the fresh late-night videos addresses saying, "You do not want to back down, and we do not back down." He also promised that staying in the capital until the war has won.
Мені доповіли про ракетний удар по Вінниці, 8 ракет проти нашого міста, проти нашої мирної, доброї Вінниці.
As Russia's invasion of Ukraine enters the 13th day, Moscow's UN ambassador Vasily Nebenzia said that the Russians carried out a ceasefire on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Moscow time and opened humanitarian corridors to evacuate citizens from strife-torn cities of Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy and Mariupol. Nebenzia added that by saying that the evacuation plan would be subjected to Ukraine's approval, Nebenzia took to the floor to end of a UN Security Council meeting of the humanitarian crisis in Eastern Europe nation on Monday to make the announcement. Russia's government approved a list of countries and territories that are unfriendly with the Russian and has imposed sanctions against the country after the start of a special military operations Russian armed forces on Ukraine. The list includes United States and Canada, EU states, UK including Jersey, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, Gibraltar, Ukraine, Montenegro, Switzerland, Albania, Andorra, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Monaco, Norway, San Marino, North Macedonia and also Japan and South Korea, Australia, Micronesia, New Zealand, Singapore and Taiwan. According to the decree, developed governments noted that the Russian citizens and companies, the state itself, its region and municipalities that have foreign exchange obligations to foreign corridors creators from the list of unfriendly countries will be able to pay them in rubles. The new temporary procedure applies to payments exceeding 10 million rubles per month. Ukraine Infrastructure Minister Olkenter Kurpakov on Monday said the Ukraine has surrendered about 10 billion in damage to infrastructure since Russia invaded the country. Kurpakov televised the comments that the figure stood as of Sunday and adding that the saying that a majority of damaged structures will be repaired in a year and the most difficult ones in 2 years. Interior Minister official Vadim Densenko said that around 40,000 people have been evacuated from the eastern city of Kharkiv and said that around 4,000 civilians still needed to be evacuated from the outskirts, the capital of Kyiv. Ukraine has appealed to the Russians to let civilians leave other cities. Tottenham stayed in race for the English Premier League top 4 after a 5-0 hammering an Everton side that is in grave relegation danger on Monday. Tottenham now have scored 4+ goals in consecutive Premier League games for the first time since December 2018. Michael Keane's own goal put it early on. Harry Kane scored twice and Heung-min Son as Sergio Reguilon netted for Spurs. Everton are in danger of being relegated to the Championship after their 5-0 defeat against Tottenham. The much-awaited evacuation of Indian students stranded in Sumy in eastern Ukraine was cancelled in the last minute on Monday. Notably, the evacuation on Monday, the Indian students was cancelled after several ceasefire violations reported from the city of Sumy. Reportedly, around 700 Indian students are left stranded in Sumy in eastern Ukraine region as fighting between the Ukraine force and Russian invading forces intensifies over the past few days. Notably, when the Indian students were about to board the buses arranged for the evacuation, were asked to head back to the hostel following a ceasefire violation. Thank you for tuning in. For more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV.
To become a reporter?
Or want to be a news anchor?
Your dreams can be a reality now.
Grab the chance to serve your state as a journalist.
Send your CV to cvdy365@gmail.com.
Call us at 70-990-33602.
Join the fastest growing news network of Nagaland.
Keep watching Nagaland TV.